And pled guilty in court today in the 2014 Roan Mountain murder of Danny Vance.
The judge sentenced Anthony Lacy to life in prison without the possibility of parole and Demetrice Cordell to 25 years in prison. News Channel 11's Carissa Winstead was in the courtroom this morning.
Both Anthony Lacy and Demetrice Cordell pled guilty to 12 charges against them. This murder took place nearly 3 years ago. Lacy was originally facing the death penalty, but in a plea agreement, he will instead spend the rest of his life in prison.
Guilty.
In a Carter County courtroom, Anthony Lacy pled guilty to killing Danny Vance on July 4, 2014. On that day, District Attorney Tony Clark says Lacy and Demetrice Cordell went to Vance's home on Heaton Creek Road in Roan Mountain with the intent to rob him. Clark says when they knocked on the door, Vance answered, armed with a weapon. The two ran, but later returned looking for an item outside. Clark says Vance came out to help them look. That's when Lacy hit Vance in the head with a large rock, killing him. Afterwards, Lacy and Cordell went into Vance's home and stole several items. The state was seeking the death penalty on Lacy and first-degree murder on Cordell, but an offer was made to give Lacy life without parole.
Mr. Lacy was entitled to, by law, mental evaluations that we do not get to see until the time of trial.
And Cordell, facilitation of first-degree murder.
He was charged with most of the crimes that Mr. Lacy was, but given the fact of his cooperation and he was going to be one of our witnesses at trial, that's why he received a lesser sentence today of 25 years.
While behind bars for this crime, Lacy was convicted of attacking a correctional officer with a mop and another inmate with a sprinkler.
We were going to use those two cases as enhancement factors for the death penalty.
While Cordell and Lacy weren't sentenced to what Clark originally hoped for, he said he is satisfied with the outcome, and so is Vance's family.
When you lose a loved one at the hands of someone else, you want justice, you want retribution, and I think that in talking with them, they received that today.
In Carter County, Carissa Winstead, News Channel 11, in your corner.
Lacy and Cordell will be taken to the Northeast Correctional Facility in Mountain City and moved to Bledsoe County next week.